Hey folks, Real Honesty with John Ritland. I'm John Ritland. This is a top 5 countdown of underappreciated Steven Spielberg movies. Steven Spielberg, one of the greatest directors of all time. I will argue with anybody on that. Now, he may not be in your top 5, but he's got to be mostly in everybody's at least top 20. And that's factoring in all directors from over the years of filmmaking, over the 100 years of filmmaking. He's one of the greatest directors. Now, some of his stuff that people really, really like, I don't necessarily, and I will call that out on an overrated list. But these are 5 movies that I really feel don't get the love that they deserve for being, whether they're really deep thinking movies or whether they're fun movies. I think that these are 5 Steven Spielberg movies that deserve more attention. Even if they got great attention at the time, they seem to have been kind of lost like in the shuffle and everything. Number 5, Amistad. Launched the career of, I believe, Jaimin Hansu. I know his last name's Hansu. I always screw that up because his name's very hard for me to pronounce. He was also in Gladiator, one of my favorite movies of all time. But he was the main guy, give us free, that line. And it was very, very moving scene when he did that. It's hard to describe a lot of these scenes, so I'm just going to tell you why I enjoyed it. It was moving. It was a difficult subject matter, obviously slavery. I mean, Spielberg's known for tackling difficult subjects in this list. The Holocaust. Saving Private Ryan. World War II, Normandy, all that. You make it through the first 20 minutes of that movie, you can make it through anything. Because credit to everybody that produced that. Spielberg for directing it with such a visceral, realistic view that he did. It was tough. But it made sense. They didn't desensitize it because it's a war movie. But anyway, back to Amistad. Really good movie. Just really, really good. Really, really moving. Deep thinking. And makes you think afterwards about wow, what you feel for people that were oppressed. Especially for all the hardships that everybody went through. Everybody that was sold into slavery. It just sad. Just sad beyond words. Very moving. Very well acted. And deserves more attention. It just seems like of the dramas that he's directed, it seems to be forgotten about the most. And I don't think that should be the case. It should be remembered as really, really incredible. Number 4, Duel. Okay, guy's getting pursued by a truck that's seemingly possessed. It's an unseen driver and this kind of stuff. It was a TV movie. It was silly, but it's one that you can go back and look at and enjoy. Duel's a really good movie. Good given the limited budget. They did a good job hiding the fact that somebody was obviously driving the truck because you can't have a truck driving itself and everything. This isn't Maximum Overdrive, thank God, because Maximum Overdrive is absolute shit. And that movie deserves every kind of evisceration it can get. Really, really bad. But Duel is a fun, good movie. A little bit of haunting stuff about it. Very cheaply made, tight focus and everything. Guy just wants to get away. Ooh, he's got to get away. But Duel's good. I would go back and watch it, even if it seems to have aged a little bit. Obviously because of the 70s. I think it was done in 71, 72. Still a good movie. Still a really good movie to watch. Anyway, number 3, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. This one gets way too much hate. Way too much hate. Now, it's campy, the whole thing with the tribe and the Kalima, Kalima. They're not doing the Baron von Raschke claw, but anyway, or this. Or however the hell they did. I don't remember. Anyway, this one gets way too much hate. Is it the lesser of the 3 movies? I would argue that Crusade actually is the lesser of the 3. My opinion. I don't know. It's hard to do. With trilogies, the second one's always seen as kind of the weird bridge and everything, even though people love The Empire Strikes Back. Way more than Return of the Jedi, which I understand. Return of the Jedi was far more goofy. This one's good, though. Yes, okay, there's, a bit too much comedy and maybe a bit too much hokiness. It's about a guy going on adventures and everything and trying to find lost treasure and all that stuff. And it was fun. It was a good movie. It was entertaining. It was action-filled. To me, it held up to the first one, as much as possible. Now, of course, Raiders of the Lost Ark is a better movie. I think Temple of Doom is just fine. I think it's just fine. I think it gets way, way too much hate. And I'm sorry, after Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, you cannot tell me the Temple of Doom was that bad. Because Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was absolute shit. I mean, absolute shit. In fact, they thought Shia LaBeouf would be a good idea to be in that. No, not a good idea. Number 2, Adventures of Tintin. It was fun. It was a fun animated movie, computer generated movie. It was really good. This was an enjoyable movie. Enjoyable movie, fun romp. It was a little dark at times, but it had its good moments. It had plenty of good. It had some great action. Sure, maybe not everybody was necessarily put in a sense of danger and everything, but for the time period and for the work put into it, the voice acting was good, the direction was good, the story flowed well. I don't understand why this didn't get. A, it didn't get more love, and B, people seem to kind of rag on it. I don't think it was that bad. I actually think it was pretty damn good. Number 1, Minority Report. Minority Report is one of the few movies I didn't want to punch Tom Cruise in the damn face with. Or punch, it's one of the few movies where I didn't want to punch him in the face repeatedly. I can't stand Tom Cruise, basically. This movie actually was really, really good. Really good sci-fi elements. The whole idea of trying to predict crimes before they happen and the backlash of it and everything. The presenting of good ideas of technology taking over people's lives and us, maybe trying to judge the human psyche when people can change their minds and people may have thoughts but aren't going to do it. There's a lot of really deep stuff to it, and the sci-fi elements and everything are really good, and the special effects are good. And it's one of the few Tom Cruise performances where I'm like, hey, he's actually not that bad. And especially the modern, the more modern, like after 2000 and stuff like that, because Mission Impossible 2 really soured me on Tom Cruise. The whole thing with him and Doug Ray Scott flying at each other and that kind of shit. 60 feet in the air, and then they get back, and they hit the ground, and they're up and fighting within 30 seconds. God damn it, John Woo. I mean, I know you're ridiculous, but seriously. Anyway, Minority Report deserves more love. Really, really good movie. Really good movie. It has an epic scope to it. And the ending's obvious. It's obvious who the damn villain is. But it's still one of those that deserves more love. So anyway, that's my top 5 underappreciated Steven Spielberg movies. What do you guys think? What are some of your movies from Steven Spielberg that you thought were underappreciated? And directed movies, not ones that he produced. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Twitter links in the description. Spend real honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin. I will see you soon.